good evening, viewers of Musa Makamu Ministry. Welcome to Table Discussion, and I'm your host, Pastor Angel Makamu. As always, I'm not alone.
Yes, this is Pastor Musa Makamu. Greetings to you all, and you are welcome.
And we are continuing to celebrate September, people. September is a special month. So yeah, it's different like any other month, you know.
Actually, some of us were supposed to be on holiday for the whole month.
You've been working, and I know.
It's special.
It's very special. I know it's very special. No wonder people always want to celebrate their birthdays the whole month. It still feels like it's your birthday. So anyway, so viewers, you know what? We just want to welcome you. We know that you are our loyal viewers, and we really, really appreciate that. You know, for you to just be with us every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m., we don't take it for granted. So we appreciate it. So tell us also where you are watching from. You are welcome.
As much as we appreciate people coming to join us, how many people appreciate us availing ourselves to do this
every Tuesday?
Every Tuesday.
Okay, let's see. Let's see those that are saying, you know what, we see the great work that you're doing. Appreciate us. Let's see.
Yeah, it's because sometimes we do these things. Some they will just watch because they are loyal.
To say they're watching.
Yeah, we are watching. And while we are still, doing this.
Well, they're still appreciating us.
Now, last week we were not on, and I saw that people missed us, and I realized that there are some people who don't know how to appreciate people. But the day you are not there, they want to know, is everything fine? Are you okay? Is Manfund, is it fine? Is everything? What is it that we need to do? I'm thinking, why do you need to do when we are not online? When we are online, you are doing nothing.
Okay, so we'll see.
And we thank you for the stars that you are sending. We thank you for the stars that you are sending. And today I can see even Sosheko is awake from Rustenburg.
Hi, Sosheko.
Now we thank God. We thank God. Papa Lavanso. Thank you.
So we welcome you. So let's see those that are appreciating us. And I'm seeing people are watching. People are watching from Jamestown. Mafiwa, good evening, watching from Jamestown. Fiona watching from Centurion. Tumelo watching from Centurion. Veronica watching from Johannesburg CBD. Terani Lamini, you are welcome, my dear. Osborne, thank you for the stars. Please make sure that you support us by getting the stars there. And I'm also saying Rolani watching from Triple M Studios, Pindile, even good evening, family, Mrendeni, good evening. Promisia, good evening. Glenda from Pretoria saying good evening. I see you all. I see you all. I see you. And Timon saying we appreciate you, my pastors. And you know, today when we were just doing our stuff, she was so concerned about table discussion. She was telling me, are we going to be on? Is the network okay? So I see. I'm reminded of it. And I'm seeing Mr. Pastor Mlaudzi, we appreciate you so much. Thank you for your sacrifices. Yeah, and then Masingi, or I'll say Oliven is in the house.
Finally.
Oh, Gabaloy, good evening, family watching from Protea Glen. And then Veronica saying, we appreciate you, parents. And Stella Tlaisani Nkwinika watching from Devland.
And you know, there are some people that I see here. If I can set a challenge for them. Some are already discouraged, but there are some, if they can come to the church with a clear, mind concerning what they are trusting God for. You know, there are some people who their miracle is just one Sunday away.
That's the benefits of table discussion. We go deeper.
Yeah, we don't want to pray. We don't want to. We are not praying. We're not.
But you sense
that. But No,
You
no,
see?
no. I'm not being sensitive. I know. There are some people that I see here. I'm saying if this one can come to church prepared, they will experience their miracle even before the end of the year.
Yeah. You are hearing. You are hearing, viewers. So make sure that you invite for tonight. You invite your friends, your families, and you also go to Mosamagamo Ministry website and become our partner there. Remember, viewers, we're still looking for 100 partners. So make sure that you do that. And then those that are around Johannesburg, make sure that you follow what Umfundisi is saying, because before the end of this year, you must be testifying. And it takes us to our topic for tonight.
Yeah.
Overcoming discouragement. Overcoming discouragement. You know, I know that every single Tuesday when we are preparing for table discussion, you take it very serious. You go, you don't just think of a topic. You go and seek God's faith. And when, you told me about this, one thing that comes into my mind was like, God, what are you planning?
Yeah, and the thing is, there are so many people, even in the church, when it comes to this time, who are discouraged. Even that courage to pray, that, fire, or the people now are tired. People are, they feel like there's no way things will happen.
Okay.
Many, now as we're speaking, they are already discouraged. And then if you are not discouraged, you know someone who is discouraged.
Obvious.
There is someone that was discouraged, and the best you can do today is to invite that friend, that colleague, that brother, that sister, the one that you know what, they need to be lifted up. They need to be helped to overcome discouragement. So there is someone in our lives. There is someone who feels like I no longer have power. I no longer have energy for this. So if you have got that friend, if you have got that person in your life who is discouraged, this table discussion is for them.
It's for them. And I know you. I know that we cannot. Actually, I need to delete this sense. We cannot talk about something that you are not going through. So make sure that you open your heart, you prepare yourself, wherever you are, you open everything, your heart, your mind, your soul, and also remember to invite those that you know that they are discouraged, because hey, you are one Sunday away from your miracle.
So whoever is discouraged, and then I know you are the host, but let me start with you.
Okay.
Do you sometimes get discouraged?
Yes.
Talk to us. I'm an audience for a moment.
Yes, you get discouraged because, especially when it comes to expectations, that's one thing that makes me, you find that I'm discouraged. There's nothing that motivates me because I was having my bad news or something, but I just feel so much discouraged. For me to do stuff, it's like I need to drag myself because I feel like, no, man, something is not, it's not okay. And to say, how do I deal with it? I can't wait to hear the solution. I can't wait to hear.
And we'll start with this as well. One of the things that I've learned about many people is that we have never been taught about failure, delay, and
especially the second one.
Yeah, there's a time where a person can fail, and there's a time where you can be delayed. Many people, and there's a time where people can disappoint you, or your expectations are not met.
They are not met.
So when there's failure, delays, and expectations not being met. Many people, they get discouraged. And we are not aware that there are times where things will not go according to our expectations. And then also, things, most of the time, they don't go according to how you have prayed.
Eish.
Because we have been taught this thing that when you pray and you fast,
Things will be fine.
things will happen the way you prayed. But because we don't know the mind of God, many don't even know the plan of God. When things don't go according to our prayers, or according to our expectations, or according to our timing,
Eish.
we get discouraged.
No, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's very true. Wow. You know, I like the point that you said, whether I fasted 3 days, things may not turn out the way. Yeah.
Because sometimes things that we think we need are not our needs. They're just some wants.
Okay, they're not our needs. That's
No.
our wants. And when they're not met or they're not happening, we become discouraged. Sure. Okay.
So there are things, good people. Number one, there are things that you will plan to do and you will fail to do. There are things that you think, this is my year, and this is what's going to happen. And because sometimes we hear when God says breakthrough, we think, oh, it's my breakthrough for now. Only to find that we don't know when is that breakthrough.
Okay, when we are still on that, is it possible for God to reveal when, so that I don't stress myself?
Then you will not need faith.
Okay.
The reason we need faith and we need the Holy Spirit, we need to have the fruit of the Holy Spirit, is because no one knows exactly when is this going to happen unless God has revealed.
I want that kind of relationship with God. You know, that kind of relationship of this next year, this time. Then we are sorted. Okay.
Yeah. And if you check also the people who are being told next year, this time, you need to check what they've been through. Sometimes when people need the breakthroughs of Sarah, without knowing what Sarah had to endure.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Eish. Okay. No, man, you said something. Yo, yeah. It's true. Eish.
You know why? I'm happy to be like Jesus. And I'm fine not being him. Because I don't think I can carry what he carried. No, I don't think so. You know why I'm happy to preach, to operate the way I'm operating, not like Paul. I don't think I will cope being beaten everywhere you go.
Yes.
So I'm okay the way I am. I'm okay, I'm happy the way I am. So how things happen for me. And now, can we just go to some solutions?
Eish.
There are so many solutions, so they will not be in order. For me to avoid being discouraged, for me to avoid feeling like I'm useless, I'm a failure, I don't measure my success, my breakthroughs, my achievement based on someone else's achievement.
Okay, yes.
I don't check what my neighbor is doing. So I measure my success based on what God is doing in my life.
Okay.
There's a possibility that someone might build a house while I'm still in the one room.
One room, yes.
It does not mean that I am a failure. Someone asked me a question. I said, do you ever get discouraged? Do you ever feel like you are stuck? I said, yes.
And you know, I've been married to you for 17 years. But I think I have the same question.
Look, for me, I'm running my own race. People who get discouraged most of the time, they stop running their own race and look at someone else. And then they start to try to run according to someone's pace. If you want to overcome discouragement,
Sure. Point number one.
pace yourself. Pace yourself and run your race. Don't run according to someone else's race.
Sure. Viewers, those that just join us, we are talking about overcoming discouragement, and Mruti is talking to us. He's telling us secrets. Firstly, you must run your own race. And you know, when we go back, I want to remind the viewers about what you said. You spoke about the expectations, the delays, disappointment, stuff that can cause us to be in a place where we can be discouraged.
And let's go to this one of delay.
Aish.
Why do we feel like we are delayed? It's because we set targets. We set ourselves sometimes that this is by this time I must be married. By this time I must be driving. By this time I must be having this and this. And then when things don't happen according to our targets that we have set without even waiting on God, now we are in trouble.
So, but is it bad though to set yourself a target?
When it's not bad to set a target. But if you set your targets as if you are the one who decides.
Aish.
Don't set a target
as if you're the one who decides.
You are not going to marry yourself.
Oh, God. Ooh, yeah, no, I think, you are right. That's where we are making a mistake.
You know what I've seen with so many people?
Sure. Yeah, no.
Many people set goals and targets, and when they do what after? Then they go to God and say, God, meet my needs.
It's going to happen. You are faithful. I wanted December. God, it's going to happen.
By December, I must be driving. Then they go, God, bless me. Finance. Set me free from financial challenges and all. But then you say, but why didn't you? God is saying, but your car is not December. And the problem with people in the church, very few know how to engage with our Father. Sometimes before we set goals, I still believe goal number one is to learn how to hear God and how to speak to Him.
Yeah, no, that's truth. That's the truth. Sure.
Don't set goals, then you go to God.
Sure. So that's the first thing.
You have had so many first things today. So many.
No, I mean, you mean what before? You mentioned something very important, that before I can set my goals, there's something that I need to do first.
Okay. Let's put it this way. One other key thing that believers need is to check their relationship with God. We have got so many people who are in church. But if you can ask, how's your relationship with God?
The one that you want everything to happen.
They don't have relationship with God.
Sure.
If someone say, this is my pastor, this is my father, and then you don't talk to me, how do you say this one's your father and you're not?
I just come and say, next year this time, this is what I want. And I believe that you'll do it. You'll never disappoint me. I go.
So you know what? If your relationship with God is okay, you will value time with Him. You value time with your God, and you will value His voice and instruction.
So are you saying that when we value His voice and instruction, we'll avoid discouragement?
That is a foundation.
Okay.
Because even when we want to plan, we go and wait on Him. God, what are you saying? This 2023 in January you revealed this. Up to now, nothing has happened. What is it that is not okay with me? What is it that I need to fix? God, is it me or is you you are protecting me from something?
Sure.
How do we avoid being discouraged?
Yeah. Yeah.
We need to learn to have time with God. And don't first get broken, get discouraged, and all these things. Then you go to God. You will not be able to hear Him. While you are still sober, while you are still with a clear mind, go and have time with God. You just have time. Have time with Him sometimes. And I know there are some of you here. I see Mr. Gian Baloyi, I see Tumela, I see Nico Baloyi, and I see some people here. The problem, you always think you need God when you are binding and kicking and chopping. Sometimes go to the presence of God just to hear Him. So I see the Baloyi is here. I know they are good with binding the devil, but sometimes excel also in hearing God. You just go in His presence and wait on Him. Then you will know how to pace yourselves when it comes to your race.
You know what you are saying now, ne? It reminds me of the show that we once did, Yadi Bad Habit. Has a very, very a bad habit of just having your goals and everything, and you go with them, you have targets and everything. But the one that has to give to make sure that those things come to pass, I don't have a relationship with, I don't have that quiet time with. And how will I know if this is the right thing for me, or this is, you know what, this is not, like, it reminds me of the story of Solomon and David. When David wanted to build a temple, and then God said no.
No. And God says, you know what, you have been fighting. Your hands are full of. You don't qualify.
And it was a good thing.
And how many people know that God can stop you from doing what is right for Him? David didn't want. He was not planning to build his own palace.
Own house. Yes.
He wanted to build the house of God. There are some people, even now when we say we are working on them, some people that God will not allow to contribute because their hands are dead.
Sure.
Hey, there are some people who will not do. Listen, when you are running your own race, sometimes God will say no. Why are we discouraged? We are taking so many points from each and every
No, it flows. It's flowing.
Right.
Don't worry, it's flowing.
Listen.
Sure.
Why are so many people discouraged? Because sometimes we think we are failing, while it's God who is saying no. God's no, it does not mean fail.
And you know what it reminds me? It reminds me of, let's say, I ask you something, or I'm saying, you know what, we need to talk about something. You say, okay, wait, we'll talk later. And I'm realizing, sometimes that's what God can say, that wait a bit.
Just wait.
And you find that I'm on 180.
Yeah, and now you have to wait.
Sure.
So many people, when God says, hey, not now, people think they failed. Are you aware you are watching, you are joining us today? Especially you think you have failed in life. While God was protecting you, God was saving you from what you were not ready to deal with. Now, I want to I want to say something that I've learned, and it has helped me a lot. You know, we are used to pray against the devil, the witches, fighting the witches and all those who are bewitched and all. But then I learned something, you know. I learned something very simple. And I think it will help someone. I hope you are ready of what I want to say. I have learned that if you are so quick or you are in a rush for a breakthrough, you will not know how to deal with the cases from the pulpit. Because there are people that are in the prayer room and they are speaking against you. And you think these ones, you cannot pray against them. You are praying against those ones who are witches out there. You need to know how to pray against the anointed. How do you treat the anointed who want to kill you?
Sure.
David, if you become a king now while Saul will kill you,
Just be in the wilderness for some time.
So there are times when you are not attacked by the wicked. You are attacked by the anointed. And yes, David is saying, don't touch the anointed of the Lord. And then the anointed is missing him with bullets and everything. So when you are planning and you are going for your goals, you are running your race, you need to know how to deal with the attacks, the challenges, the swords, the bullets from the anointed.
And you cannot know that secret if you don't hear from God.
How do you protect yourself from the anointed? If what God is doing through me now, He has done this years ago, I would have failed this money. Because I don't know how. I did not even know. Then I did not know how to deal with the words of the anointed. I did not know how to avoid the bullets of the anointed. So it was not a failure. It was not a delay. God was waiting for me to mature and to gain this knowledge to say, oh, it's not only the devil that you bind. Saul is not the devil, it's the anointed of the Lord. Hey, some of you are not dealing with the devil, you are dealing with the anointed. But this anointed, they are not pouring the anointing on you. They want to get rid of you. So when you feel like I'm being delayed, my breakthrough is not coming.
Sure.
If you had built that house 5 years ago, you'll be buried by now.
Nice.
If you got your car when you expected that car, if our ministry grew while we were not ready for that growth, will not be. I don't think we'll be sitting here.
Nice. You know, today's show, it makes me feel like I was not supposed to be part of it. I was supposed to be somewhere watching and then repenting immediately. Yeah, you know what? Repenting immediately and sorting myself. Yeah, because you are saying stuff that have been in my spirit, but it's like there is a worker's stamp. Like, this is what God has been.
So we need to get these things right. And listen, you can go and drink water. You come back. Yes, the thing.
Oh, Jesus.
Good people, I love you so much. Can I tell you the truth? I have learned for us to enjoy life and to feel encouraged, it's not only when we are burning the devil. Burning the devil, binding the devil, chopping. Hey, that is good, but it's not a complete gospel. What is the full gospel? It's when you have got...
Hey, Jan.
It's when you have got the fathers who will use the scripture against you. What do you do? Maybe now your finances are going through tough time financially. You are not able to tithe, and somebody is speaking, is adding more on top of you because they feel like it's not a tithe. What do you do when someone is cursing you because you are not in a position to do what you are expected to do?
Yes.
So you need to know. Some of you go and study how David handled the anointed. Because you are binding, you are fasting for the wrong thing. So when we are going for what we believe we deserve, God sometimes will not say yes. There are times where God will delay the visitors. That's why check if the visitors that visited Abraham visited him earlier, 25 years before, and they say next year this time will be, Abraham will not be known as a man of faith.
Yeah, obvious.
So run your own race. And I can tell, we are talking to people who are not failures. You are not a failure.
Hey.
It's just that you are not ready for what you think you deserve. You are not ready for what you think you need right now.
And you know one thing that, like, when you are talking, that comes to me now. is the thing of, truly speaking, you know, you are saying something that has just blown my mind, because, you know, we have examples. Like when you talk about overcoming discouragement, you can have 5 steps of this, what. But for you to talk about spending time with God, hearing God's voice, it reminds me of, you know, when you find someone in church that they've had an encounter, even if it's just 5 minutes. Hey, when that person go home, there is this life to show, but that's where we find, like, there's no way you can experience discouragement if you've really had an encounter with God. So it's like you're just saying it's a big secret, because it's like when somebody is being in God's presence, there is no discouragement. It's like everything, it's sure.
You know, the challenge is many people who call themselves believers. If you can ask them, when was the last time you had your 5 minutes? Just waiting on God. Just for
not
5 minutes.
Asking,
not asking, not binding, just waiting on God, waiting on Him. Lord, I thank you for my life. I thank you. I'm not here for anything. I'm just here, God, because I know you are with me. I might not be clear of what you are saying now, but I'm here to wait on you. Then you wait on Him. Very few people go into their altars just to wait on God. And people are discouraged because, the reason they're discouraged, they are tired because they have been fighting for the whole year. In January, devil, I bind you, February, and all. Now you are tired. Before you get tired, let the Holy Ghost refresh you. Wait on God. Relax in God's presence. Relax. Sometimes take off your phone, switch off your phone. Just go to a place where you just for few minutes, just sit and wait on God. If maybe you want to listen to a nice, soft worship, not all the time where we jump, we dance, but there's a time where you just wait on God.
Sure.
You just wait on God. You are waiting. Why? Because some of the things that we think is not coming is because we hardly hear what God is saying.
You know, you're reminding me of a true story of someone that I won't mention. So this person is selling. I don't know whether he's selling in the bars or something like that, or at school. So she said that like her staff were not selling. Like no one was buying them. And then she said that one day it happened that when I woke up, I just prayed. And then that day, everything was sold. And then she said, I remember that it's because of what I did in the morning. So it means that thing pushed away discouragement, whatever that she was feeling all along, just because of that smaller 5 minutes. Sure.
And sometimes we tend to depend on our own strength and think you are a limited resource.
Sure. Hey, we are limited resources.
Even if you are educated, your education has got limit.
Hey, yeah, viewers. Yeah, and I see people are responding. I see people saying, relaxing in God's presence. That's what I need. And Olga Balo is saying, having time in the presence of the Lord. Lestina saying, waiting on the Lord.
And people like Lestina, they need to practice waiting on God because they are used to, these are main speakers, they are used to speaking. They are used to God listen to me. Hey, Pastor, let me talk. When you say greet, Lestina's greeting. So I wonder, let's come to listening. Some of you just need that.
Sure.
Yeah. And I see something here. I see Brenda saying, sometimes I think I'm not praying enough and God cannot hear me. And sometimes, let's check this young boy, Samuel. When he's waiting on God, I mean, he was not when he was
He's
waiting, sleeping in the temple. God started to call him, and he's thinking, "Is the old man calling me?" Because the voice of God is not just one voice. I mean, that we can say, "Oh, I know." When you hear this baritone voice, it's God. No, God can call you, and you think you are being called. It's someone's your pastor calling you. The problem with many people, they don't have time to listen or to hear.
Yeah. You know what, viewers, if we can really put this word into practice, we will be called the overcomers of discouragement.
And you know, one other thing is this. It's when you are waiting on, one thing that I have learned, and it has helped me big time. I've learned, and I'm happy about that experience. It was not nice, you know.
Hey, yeah,
It was not nice, but I'm happy I've went through that. Early on, when we started the church, if God has given us financial breakthroughs earlier, if we had money, people were giving money and all, I will be having the wrong circle, even circle of friends and circle of pastors. I will be having all these pastors flocking to the church. But for God to delay our finances, it helped me to know, okay, this one, they said they will never come to our church because we are not blessed. It exposed who they really are. So there are some people, now I know, even when I look at them, I say, I don't need this one because this one is not genuine. Our relationship is transactional. It's more of a financial relationship. Some of you, if you had money earlier, you'll be having fake people in your life. Now you know who are the people who are genuine to you. Now I know the pastors that I can pick up a call and say, come. Because they never said, how much are you going to give me? And then we say, ish, I'm only having 800. They say, you are not ready for me. So there are those that I'm ready for them when I've got money. When I've got no money, I'm not ready for them. So now I'm so grateful that God did not allow me to have financial breakthroughs when I was praying 7 days, fasting, praying 6 hours, trusting God. You know what? God, we pray financial breakthroughs. And then when you finish, say, but after such prayer, God, you go to church, you receive 120, 120 rand. Can't cover rent, you can't cover. God, what's up? You do a conference, you are forced to preach your own conferences because the guests, you cannot afford them.
Now I know. And you know, you have made me discover something. You've made me to discover something today because we are talking about God's presence. Because actually I wanted to, firstly, I wanted to say, I know this is one thing that I will, especially on in our marriage, I will love for you to do. Say, go and pray. And you will even say to me, you know, I must not tell you if I feel a push to pray because you'll just say, go. But now, because I knew that, I didn't know like deeper, like the way you are saying it today, like, you know, God, this is important. But now when I'm sitting, I laugh, you know, I laugh because I'm discovering something that every single time when I hear you speak, like talk, without bricks, like talk, it's after prayer. So I'm laughing because I'm like, and it's true. It's like when you come back, there is this life. There is this thing that you will sit down and talk, and I'm like, okay. It's when if the people didn't know that you talk, let them find you after prayer. After meeting.
You know, it's so nice to talk when you know what you are saying. You did not work hard for you. You just waited on God and God revealed. He downloaded to you.
And it doesn't have to be 10 hours. Just 5 minutes of you alone when you come back again. Wow. Okay.
But having said that, let me say this, for example. You know, to wait on God for 5 minutes, asking nothing is the most difficult thing.
Yes, yeah.
Because the moment, if I can give you a test right now, I say, close your eyes where you are, just wait on God. You know, the first thing that will come, all the problems that you have, the challenges, the enemy will bombard your mind with all negative stuff. Waiting on God, you learn how to deal with negative things. So it's so important. That's why when you pray, you get the breakthrough to the place where you hear God. You are sorted. So listen, learn to wait on God. Learn to train your mind to hear God.
Sure.
And I must also say this, and I want to repeat it again. I don't think you are aware, you who are joining us today, that it's not that you have failed in life. We are not talking to failures today. But the only problem is you feel like you are a failure. You feel like, you know what, I'm a failure.
And whatever that, like, we fail Kayona, we feel like it's a no-go area for an Ash.
No, you have not failed, you know. There are some places where I could have gone to preach. And then I sat back and said, why didn't God allow me to? I remember one time I wanted to visit someone. I felt like, you know what, I'm anointed. I want to go there. And then that time I was driving my Conquest. It just broke. You know, when you start, that thing is not start. And then I waited until my mechanic came after 3 or so 4 hours, and the appointment has passed. That person is gone. And then when he came, he said, "What's the problem?" I said, "This thing is not starting." Came, put the key in, started. The car started. And then I said, "No ways. I know this car. Why did my car not start?" And then I went to see. I want to know, God, why did he need to? What's going on? I love waiting. I mean, engaging God. I love waiting on God. And I said, God, why didn't I?
The car start.
Go there to. And then as I fell asleep, and then God started to show me the vision that the person you thought needed help, they did not even need help. You were going to regret going to them. So I stopped you from going there. So I did not fail, God, you stopped me. Okay. I did not fail. I did not just complete my degree and not get a job. It's because if I got a job, it will be the end. It will have been the end of me. God sometimes will say no to our expectations. We will say no to some of the prayers that we are praying. When we plan, God will say no. And when God say no, don't call yourself a failure. The problem is that we don't know that it's God who's saying no. Come on, you are not a failure. How many people that are joining us who are not failures?
I'm not a failure.
How many people that know that, you know what, today I'm not going to sleep feeling like discouraged again because I feel like a failure. I'm not a failure.
I'm not a failure. Okay.
I don't know how many that are joining us that know. You know what? Yes, I don't have the dream job, but I'm not a failure. I'm not having the house that I need. But that does not mean I'm not a failure. I'm not in a financial position I want to be. I'm not a failure. My health is not it's not where I think I will enjoy it. But that does not make me a failure. I'm not a failure. I'm not where I'm supposed to be. But does not mean I'm a failure. No, my marriage life is not where it's supposed to be, but I'm not a failure. I don't know how many people who are in agreement with us. I don't know how many who are in agreement with us that, you know what, I am not a failure. Or you need to let someone know that you are not a failure. Some of you take someone and let them know, you know what, you are not a failure.
You're not a failure.
No. God is saying no to David. It's not that for you not to be building, you are a failure. God saying, hey, you have been fighting, rest, relax. You are not a failure.
Yeah.
No.
I'm seeing our viewers here. Brendan saying resting can be an act of faith. And then Olga Barre saying, I am a limited resources. I need to wait on God. Then I'm seeing Ben here saying, if I had money earlier on. God knows.
Yeah.
You're a witness.
Hi. Kumboni Jesus. You know, to be honest with you, today when I was preparing and praying, I started to look at people differently. I said, God, no, I understand. You know, some of the people that we call members with money, we don't have church. There are no members. Some of you, the person that you call your husband, with a car and some few millions, you don't have marriage.
Yeah, no.
You are not cursed.
Just that
Can I just help
there
people
is some
today?
delays.
Stop being discouraged. You are not cursed. God is saving your marriage.
Sure.
Hey, you mean just think of your husband having money for full tank for days. He's not coming back home. He's going to visit all the relatives. He's gone every day. So God will say, I will allow you 1 full tank per month.
That's what you deserve.
And then you are discouraged that you cannot fill up the car twice a month.
God, what have I done?
No, you did nothing. It's just that you are not yet matured enough to be trusted with 3 full tanks. Simple.
Or
as
when
that.
you are angry, you will drive.
Hey, they will drive and they go and kill themselves. That's why someone doesn't have a car. Listen, you are not cursed. It's not, it's not, you are not yet matured. I'm saying, funny. You are not yet ready. There are some people that I must learn. Today I was saying, God help me. God, I think I will love this one.
I understand
why.
why.
I will love them. I know it doesn't matter how much money they have. God, I will love them being broke like that.
I understand.
Because when they are broke, they're
the best.
They're the best. They're the best. There are some people. There are some people that they are loved. That's how it is. You know.
Jesus.
You cannot. You having a house, you will develop pride and you will fall. So God says, no, you are not ready for the house. Simple as that. So there are some stuff that we are going through in our lives. And because you'll think Penina is your friend when if I give you a child before you know her true colors. Sometimes God will just, Hannah's womb was not closed by the devil. He says she had no children because God has closed her womb. So her womb was closed. And when her womb was closed, it helped her to know that this one is not a friend. It's not someone I can rely on. When I don't have things, she mocks me. So because I don't have a child, she's mocking me. When God closed the womb of your miracle, it will help you to know people who mock you, people who are making fun of you, people who are not genuine to you. Why are you discouraged? So God sometimes will allow you not to have what you are believing Him for, so that you can easily know the people in your life, and you will not be deceived by them in your life. You know what I thank God for as a pastor? I know pastors. There are some pastors that I will not waste time on. Because when I even when I wanted to have meeting with them, they said, what time will you drive? I'm not driving, I'm using a taxi. No, I don't have time for you. Go and work. You are not, it's not. So now when somebody call a man of God, and I'm still the same person. It's just that now I'm driving. To be driving does not mean that I'm different. I'm still the same. So it exposed some people. That time when my prayers were not being answered, it helped me to know that this pastor, this one. And then there are some members, so when they get, 70,000, they say, no, I cannot tithe 7,000 to this church, it's a small church. It has helped me to know that there are people who will love the church when they've got no tithe. But when they've got tithe, they will leave. So it has helped me to know people. So listen, when things are not working, what are the lessons that you are taking? So I'm not discouraged. I take lessons. I'm a student.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, September. Yeah. Let's not go the other way. Okay, let me read. You said people, they write, I'm not a failure, I'm not a failure, I'm not a failure. And viewers, I believe wherever you are realizing that you just said a very powerful point to say, when things are not going my way, I must ask myself, what's up? Something is not okay.
Yeah, when things are, you know the problem is one. When people are discouraged, I've seen many people when they're discouraged, they go to sleep. Some, they don't even know how to stand up and go to wait on God. Now when she realized that I'm being mocked, she cried, wiped her tears, went to the secret place of prayer. But then even after prayer, she still needed Eli to say, go well, may God bless you. So now, sometimes to avoid discouragement, you need to go into the place of prayer, and then you trust God to connect you with the right people who can speak a blessing over your life, who can unlock
Yes.
that womb of a miracle. You just need to meet. I know, you know, as a pastor, I can tell you, there are some people who I did not even need to fast for them because God was answering their prayers. Their prayers were so genuine. For me, it was just to say, go, God has remembered you. And you will never be discouraged if you can know the voice of God. And you will never be discouraged if you can know how to deal with the anointed who want you out. You will never be discouraged when God says, David, don't become a king now, because you become a king now, Saul will kill you. Now you just run around, avoid.
Until time is right.
Sometimes God will delay us when he's still dealing with Saul. You will never be discouraged if you know that I'm not a sprinter. I'm mine. You know what I like about the Olympics? We have got those who run 100 meters, 200, 400, and then 1,000, and I think if there's also 3,000. They just walk, you know. If you are the one who's walking, just walk. Don't try to be Usain Bolt. You will never come back with anything.
It's God.
So some of us, we have learned, you know. We have learned to walk, you know, walk with according to your own pace. And I don't care if you arrive early, it's okay, that's you. We're just walking. We are marching. Going to march heaven one day. Don't run, not all of you. Don't try to run like others. And please, know, and I want to repeat, know how to deal with the anointed. And also, please know that your time is not God's time. And your thoughts are not in the level of God's thoughts. His thoughts are higher than your thoughts. What you think is right is out of God's agenda. That's the thing. And, you know, I sit back now. I look and say, God, okay, I shouldn't have wasted time on that.
Sure.
I see Jody. Do you have Jody there? Just read what Jody is saying there.
For years, I thought I'm a failure and I'm the problem, but now I can actually see that I'm not. So grateful. Big things, it's coming.
We have got so many people, you know, who are feeling like, oh, it's my fault. And then sometimes you are taking God's responsibility. God is the one who said, no. He closed the womb. That's God. So stop blaming yourself. Stop spending sleepless nights. You end up even accusing the poor boy. The devil is innocent. It's not in your issues. It's not in your case. It's just that God is saying no.
And you know what you're making me realize, ne? Like for me, I don't have like a problem of like what you were saying about, you know, some be on your lane. When it comes to that, I know whether someone is driving or I'm fine, like I'm fine. But I'm realizing that we become so hard on ourselves to say, I have failed on something. That's where discouragement comes. But the one of somebody bought a car, somebody bought a house, somebody bought a dress. No. But I'm seeing, after seeing what Jody is saying, you know what we tell ourselves. Like, you know, when you said to us there that I'm not a failure. What we tell ourselves because of things that we didn't manage to achieve. Yeah, discouragement comes. So I'm so grateful about today.
You know, sometimes it's we don't read the Bible well. We don't read. And also, you know, there's something that discourages many people. If you miss what God or what has been prophesied concerning your life.
Yeah. Yes.
If you missed your prophecy, you will have expectations according to someone else's prophecy. You know, one of the revelations that many people are missing, it's what is it that was prophesied over my life? Or, you know, I spoke to my mom one time. I said, no, man, talk to me. What kind of a prayer you prayed the first time you carried me? I know she said, I prayed that God, this one, if you protect him from whatever that people of the family are doing and stuff, if you cover him, I pray, cover him. If you cover him, he will serve you. And then I said, okay, no wonder I'm working like this. I'm not working like this because I want to. It's not because I love you so much. It's because there's a prayer that has been prayed over my life.
Yeah.
So just imagine if when you were born, they looked at you.
Nice.
And then they did not see what they were expecting. Are you aware you can be living under the shadow of the words or the curse that was spoken? Sometimes sit and ask, if you who have got an opportunity, get to know these things. That's why I don't like people who hate their own prophets. And when I say they're prophets, some of you, your parents are the ones who spoke over your life before everyone. Some of you, your grandmother is gone, but she's the one who spoke.
Hey, I'm seeing Marcia saying, Bongless, we must add last week missed hour.
Oh, we are left with 1 minute.
Yeah, we're left with 1 minute.
And then I see Monday. Monday, we love you, we miss you. And you can play that guitar, you know. He says, walking like a slow snail. God indeed has got his timing.
Yeah, that's very true. Okay, the last comment from Promise. No more wasting time on what is not on God's agenda. Waiting on God will help me to be still and to know what's right according to him. Hey, viewers, this one. You know what I'm sure of? Yeah. I'm sure.
So while you are still sure, why are you still so discouraged? Why are you still watching this show and you are discouraged? Why are you feeling so discouraged?
No, I'm no longer discouraged. I got the formula. Yeah, for me, I got the formula.
Why are you watching this table discussion? You are angry. Can I say something before I know where you are going, but we don't want to go there. You know, someone like you, the way you have been fasting, the way you have been worshiping God, and the way you have been doing things, why do you give the devil so much credit? And the witches, you are giving them so much credit.
Yes.
From now on, don't give the witches credit for what God is not allowing you to do. If God says no, you know what I like about Paul in Acts chapter 16? He wanted to go somewhere, God says, he said, the Spirit of the Lord said no. The next one, he said, the Spirit of Jesus Christ said no. And then when he went to rest, he went to sleep, then he saw a man from Macedonia calling him. Learn to have peace of mind. You will not be there. When you are going through all this no's and stuff, let God...
Yeah. Okay. One thing that I know is that the points that you were supposed to say, some of them you didn't say them. The points about overcoming discouragement.
Let's just say, I know where you're going. Let's just check what Holland Mesh is saying there.
I really needed this
I really needed this course.
I've been battling with suicidal thoughts. I really need this. Yeah.
Okay, let's close with you, Mesh. You know, most of the time when we start to battle their thoughts, it's because we are believing lies. And sometimes we think we'll never get out of this. Sometimes we don't understand that whatever that we are faced up with, it doesn't matter how challenging or difficult it is, it will pass. And I want to say this to Holani and others. You know what makes why I'm so chilled?
Yes.
Why I'm relaxed, if I feel like going to sleep, I can go and sleep. If I'm okay. The reason I'm so relaxed is this. I've learned over the years that no matter what the devil can do, no matter what I can go through, what happens at the end is that there will be one win. There will be one win, and I'm more than a conqueror. It's guaranteed. And you sometimes to be a more than conquerors, you need to fight some more chains.
To be called that, yes.
So listen, don't believe a lie. You are not cursed. You are not a failure. And when people are throwing words at you and bullets at you, they did that to David before he became a king. So the anointed, and today the anointed I want to remind you, the anointed can try to kill you. It does not mean that you are cursed. It's because their time is up. And it's your time. And when it's your time, not everyone celebrating you. No. When it's your time, when it's your time, those that you thought they will hold your hands higher, they are the ones shooting at you. They are the one that they're trying to. Hey, it's some of you, the storm that you are faced up with is just telling you that this is your time. But you think it's too much. When the situation is too much, you need to be strong because it is your time. Don't be discouraged. Don't lose hope. Don't even feel like a failure. It is your time.
Amen.
It is your time, and you are going to testify. I would not have known that one day we'll be sitting like this. When people were refusing to come preach for us, when people didn't want to associate with us because we were cursed, there was no money, we were too poor. I mean, they're calling our church a toilet because this place was so small. No one could have thought that nations will be touched through us. So where you are, and thank God, what we are talking about today, of course it is the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, but also it's something that we have experienced, where we came out of discouragement. We came out of all this, we overcame all these things. Go and overcome. You are an overcomer.
Wow. Yeah, I know that you are speaking from experience. I know that. So viewers, thank you so much for joining us. Before we let you go and continue to confess that I'm not a failure, I want to remind you that go and visit Amazon. There is a book here, Honor Your Father and Mother by Pastor Musa Makamu, our host here. is $2.99. And if you want a hard copy, you must make sure that you communicate with us via WhatsApp. There's number there, Messenger there. It's 60 rand. So make sure that you get this, and also go to Mosamakamo Ministry website page. You also partner with us. Remember, we are looking for 100 partners. We're looking for 100 partners. Yeah, I'm so blessed.
I'll be more blessed if we can get over this thing of 100 partners.
Yeah.
So that if you have been blessed and you believe you are believing in this ministry, go straight to Mosamaka Ministry.
Partnership.
You go to partnership, partner with us. And then I want to hear from our team that, you know what, now that number has been reached. Go and partner with us. And I see Jody saying we need this in a book. To do books, we need partners. There are publishers, there are editors, there are all the people that can help us. It's easy. We can do it with ease if we have got partners. And we have got the team that is working here. And they need sometimes to attend funerals. They need to be taken care of. So, yeah, that was our day. I think we need to go and rest.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Before we go to point 2, so we love you so much, and we'll see you again next week, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. We are out of here. We say to all of you, Albano, Munungwa Makamu.
Bye-bye. The first people you must learn to give to are your parents. Please, don't let your mother live their life without even bath soap, without shoes, and then you claim that you are a child of God. Never treat your parents, even if they are their bed, treat them with love. To honor is not only limited to money. There's also respect. You can respect the person. You are honoring them. You can thank God for that person. You are honoring them.
Sure.
So giving money is just one of many ways of honoring.